Hi, fifth grade mathematical thinkers. It is time for lesson 5.7, which is about construction. So, first of all, though, there is a quick warm up. We've worked on scientific notation before, and we've got 3 levels of problems. You see numbers that are written here. I'd like you to pause the video, and I'd like you to write these numbers in scientific notation. So, scientific notation is the work that scientists would do. It's how they would write very large and very small numbers with powers of 10. So again, pause the video, think back to what we learned probably a few units ago, and write these numbers in scientific notation. When you're done with these 4 problems, restart the video. So our learning target for this lesson is that I will be able to use a compass and a straight edge to construct a figure that is congruent to the original. So congruent, exactly the same size and shape. And our vocabulary for this lesson: compass, straight edge, construction, and anchor. Now you've used a compass a couple of times already in this unit, and here you see some uses for compass and straight edge construction. Who might want to be able to do this? Well, mathematicians use these utensils to study geometric figures. Architects use them. If you ever look at blueprints and drawings, you'll see congruent figures and constructions. Engineers will use them to develop their designs, and graphic artists use them. So these are tools that are used in many professions. So first of all, the definition of a straight edge: it's a tool that's used for drawing straight lines. Doesn't have to be a ruler, can be the edge of your template. It can be something that is used to draw straight lines. Now, for this lesson, you'll be using a compass and a straight edge. Those are the only materials you'll use, except for a pencil with a sharp point, and then you'll be using your journal page to construct these. So sometimes you can use a ruler to measure or a protractor, but for this you are not going to be using a ruler to measure lengths or a protractor to measure angles. You're just going to use the compass, the straight edge, which can be the edge of your template, and a sharp pencil. When you use a compass, the sharp point is called the anchor, and it's called that because it holds the compass in place when you're moving that pencil. So another note: when you copy a figure, and you've already done this, you've used letters with a little symbol that looks like an apostrophe. When you copy figures, it's helpful to name the points in the copied figure after the points in the original. So that little symbol, like an apostrophe, can be added after the letter. We talked in a previous lesson about the pre-image and the image. So in the pre-image, it might be labeled A, B, C, D. When you create the image, it will be A1, B1, C1, D1. That little looks like a 1 or a little apostrophe would be used in order to do that. So let's see what you'll be constructing. First of all, you're going to be constructing a line segment. Now, we know a line segment is the distance between 2 points, and typically if you had to make a line segment, you'd measure the first one and draw a second one right under it. But you are not going to be measuring with a ruler. You're going to be using your compass. So the first thing you will do is, move this up a little bit, you will see a line segment, AB. You will draw a second line segment that's longer than AB, and you'll call this one A with that little apostrophe, which is read as A prime. All right, then you'll put your compass point on your original piece on A. You'll open it up until it reaches B, and then you'll leave it there. That's how long that line is. In your second line segment that you drew, you'll be moving this. You'll put the anchor right at point A, and then you will make an arc right here and label that B prime. And we'll see that on the next page. I was just showing your original line segment. You draw a line segment with your straight edge, label point A prime, make it longer than the original, and then you're going to open your compass. That's going to be your measurement tool, all right? So we'll see on the next page how they did this, just like I showed you there. Here's your anchor. Here's where you put B prime. And this segment that you drew will be congruent to the original line segment AB. So that's a pretty simple procedure. Just take your compass, open it to the length of the original, and then make an arc on your image. Okay, we can do the same thing to copy a triangle. So the direction is to draw a triangle, and you will have a triangle in your book already labeled ABC. All right, and you will draw your first line segment just the way you did in the previous slides. You'll draw it a little bit longer than AB. You'll move your compass here. Okay, and we're gonna move this up this way. I've got to pull this out a little bit. So there's my compass. And again, I've measured it out to be, then I would move my compass down here and make that arc. Okay, so that's step one, just what we did in the previous slide. The next direction tells us to place the compass anchor at A and the pencil point at C. So now I'm going to move my compass down here. I'm going to have to tilt it. And I'll move this a little bit. So it's just like what I did before. All right. And I will move it here, put my A, and draw an arc. Okay. And that's going to represent point C. All right. Then I'll continue on. And you'll see that I have my AB, AC that we just made. And now it tells us to put the compass anchor at B and do that same thing. Or we'd put it at B. Okay. We'd put this at the B that we had made. And our mark is going to cross there. Get my anchor on there, right? Okay, so you can see where my line crossed that. And then we'll just connect these pieces, A to C, C to B. And we've got our image, and we see that it's labeled A, B, C, A prime, B prime, C prime. So you'll just be making line segments, just as you did in the previous slides, to construct your triangle. Pretty straightforward. This lesson, you'll be constructing line segments, and then you'll be constructing triangles made out of line segments. In lesson 5.8, which is really part 2 of this, you'll be constructing angles, and you'll be doing some other constructions. So there'll be a short video for 5.8 that just takes you to the next level of constructions. So one of my closing pieces, think outside the box. Always good to have flexible thinking. Ask a question. If you have a question about this lesson or any of the others that we've done in Unit 5, write it down or send it my way via Google Docs. Happy construction.